Okay, good morning. This is Jerry here on JS Farms. JS stands for Jesus Saves, and it's just after daylight and we just moved the sheep onto a fresh paddock. And I wanted to do this video to give you an update on the training of our new Akbash Livestock Guardian dog. So many of you know that we've pulled the rams out of our flock, and today is June, I think 22nd. So we'll keep them separated, the rams, out of the flock until November the 1st. We'll put them all back together. So we have two dogs with the rams, and they are staying inside the electric fence, and they've bonded with the rams, so that's been going good. But here you see the training taking place with Stella and Macy. Macy is the young Akbash that's with Stella. Stella is a little bit different breed. She has some Anatolian and some Pyrenees with her. But the main thing about this training that I can say that you need to pay attention to is you need to purchase guard dogs that come from a sheep flock if you're a sheep farmer. If you are raising goats, if those dogs are already paired to goats and have a reputation of staying with the animals, and they're raised that way, that's all the better. So what I can certainly say is we purchased these new pups from a gentleman that has sheep himself, and they are trained to net fence. So those were two added bonuses for us while we purchased those dogs. So far, I would give it a B+ as far as the training. I'd give it A+ with the dogs staying in the flock. But I had to move Macy from the ram pen over to here to stay with Stella, and that's just because of her personality. She's a whole lot more playful and a whole lot more hyperactive, and so she wasn't a leader. Actually, the smallest dog we bought, Winnie is what we named her. She's the most calm and steady and consistent. So she's a leader type. So we put her with the rams with Lacey. And so that's one of the keys. Get to know the dogs and don't be just staying with one strict plan. As you see something needs to be changed, change. So that's what we did. We moved Macy over here, and that's been a month ago, and everything's been going real smoothly. So you see that she's following Stella. Stella always checks out the paddock when we move. She goes around the whole perimeter, and she checks out anything, and she just scopes everything out. So what Macy's learning is that very same technique. They're playful with each other. Stella humors her and likes her playfulness, and likes the fact that she's got a buddy in here with her. So the Almighty designed us not to be alone, and that's one of the things that really spoke to my heart about getting more dogs on the property, and that was because God designed us not to be alone, and He designed all the creatures of the world in their own kinds. And so it's good to have a buddy. It's good to have a friend. It's good to have family. And so these sheep flock are guarded by these guard dogs, but now they're paired together, and that just makes the whole thing more safe. So one other technique I want to show you. This is yesterday's paddock, and here's today's paddock. And so what I do is I mow a strip, and I actually measure out the paddock just by stepping it off, and then I mow a strip with the lawnmower, and that keeps the vegetation off, and that doesn't take long at all to go around and mow it. And now we're getting 7,000-8,000 volts of electricity inside our paddocks, whereas we were getting 2 to 3. So that's just more added protection for the flock, and that's our job, is to protect them so they can so they can grow and do their job. So that's another technique I wanted to share with you, that, you know, every time I build a paddock now, I'll mow a strip just to keep the vegetation off. So how long does it take to move sheep? It takes an hour to move all the sections and get them set up. And so here comes Macy now. She's just scoping everything out. They're growing. And what else is growing is my dog food bill every month. And so we've got them on some high protein, high fat dog feed. What do you think, sis? She's just sniffing. This is where I fed them a while ago, so she might find a piece of dog food on the ground. So I feed them twice a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon when I check them, and as they're growing, and then I'll just go down to once a day. So Stella's been a good trainer. What do you think, sis? Anyway, thought we'd do this video to give you an update. God bless. Have a great day.